2,200,000 years ago, in a world where towering ferns cast dappled shadows and endless jungles hummed with life, a queen named Liratha ruled a small but proud tribe nestled in a valley cradled by jagged cliffs. Her crown, a circlet of polished bone adorned with vibrant feathers and gleaming river stones, rested heavily on her brow, a symbol of her authority and her bond with the spirits her people revered. Her big-breasted figure was clad in a scant dress made from a small piece of animal wool, dyed with crushed berries to mirror the jungle's vibrant hues, its frayed edges testament to the harsh terrain. The dress, barely covering her torso, was practical in the sweltering heat, accentuating her strong, curvaceous form. Liratha was no ordinary leader. Her presence commanded respect, her voice carried the weight of hard-earned wisdom, and her beauty, marked by sun-kissed skin and eyes like polished obsidian, drew the gaze of both her people and the creatures of the wild. The Vaelori, her tribe, lived in rhythm with the earth. Their days spent hunting, gathering, and crafting beneath the canopy of ancient trees. Liratha, though young, had earned her place through courage and cunning, guiding her people through floods, predator attacks, and the ever-present threat of starvation. Her bare feet, calloused from years of traversing rocky paths, moved with purpose as she inspected the woven traps set along the riverbank, her crown glinting in the sunlight. She was a beacon for the Vaelori, her strength a promise that they could endure the jungle's trials. Yet, despite her prowess, the jungle held dangers even a queen could not predict. Lurking in the shadows of their fragile existence, one dawn, as mist curled through the valley like a living thing, Liratha ventured alone to a sacred grove, where her people believed the spirits of the wild whispered their secrets. She sought guidance, for strange tracks had appeared near their camp, too large, too deep for any known beast. Clad in her woolen dress, its fibers soft but warm, she carried only a sharpened stone dagger and a woven sling, her crown resting securely despite the uneven terrain. The grove was a sanctuary of gnarled trees, twisted into impossible shapes, their roots entwined with glowing fungi that pulsed faintly in the dim light. Silence hung heavy, broken only by the distant calls of unseen creatures. As Liratha knelt to offer a prayer, her voice a soft murmur against the stillness. The ground trembled beneath her, a low rumble that set her heart racing. A guttural growl echoed through the grove, and from the shadows emerged a massive dire bear, a relic of a harsher age. Its coarse fur matted with mud, and its jaws wide enough to crush bone. Its eyes gleamed with hunger, driven mad by a season of scarce prey. Liratha's breath caught, but she stood her ground, her crown tilting slightly as she gripped her dagger. The bear charged, its bulk shaking the earth, sending leaves spiraling into the air. She dodged, rolling into the underbrush, thorns snagging her dress, but the beast was relentless, its claws raking the air where she had stood moments before. Her sling was useless against such a foe, and her dagger seemed pitifully small, its edge barely a threat to the bear's thick hide. The beast cornered her against a sheer cliff face, its breath hot and fetid, its massive form blocking any hope of escape. Liratha whispered a prayer, not for her own salvation, but for her people, that they might survive without her guidance. Her crown felt heavier than ever, a reminder of the responsibility she carried. As the bear reared, its shadow swallowing her, a sudden blur of red fur dropped from the canopy above, landing with a thud that reverberated through the grove. A massive orangutan, grizzled and powerful, stood between Liratha and the bear. Its long arms were corded with muscle, its fur streaked with grey, and its eyes burned with an intelligence that startled her. The creature bellowed, a sound that shook the leaves and sent smaller creatures scattering. and swung its fists at the bear with a ferocity that matched the predator's own. Liratha scrambled back, her woolen dress catching on thorns, her crown nearly slipping as she watched the impossible battle unfold. The orangutan moved with a grace that belied its size, dodging the bear's swipes with agility, landing blows that cracked against the beast's skull. The dire bear roared, its claws tearing through the air. But the orangutan was undeterred, grappling with a strength born of the jungle itself. It seized a fallen branch, thick and gnarled, wielding it like a club, and struck the bear's head with such force that the beast staggered, its roar turning to a pained bellow. The fight was brutal, a whirlwind of fur and fury, each moment a testament to the raw power of both creatures. Blood matted the orangutan's fur as the bear's claws found their mark, tearing a gash across its shoulder. Yet the ape fought on, driving the branch into the bear's side with a force that sent it stumbling. The bear, weakened and bleeding, let out a final, desperate roar before retreating into the jungle, its massive form crashing through the undergrowth, leaving a trail of blood and broken ferns. The orangutan stood panting, its chest heaving, its gaze fixed on the shadows until the bear's roars faded into the distance. The grove fell silent once more, the air heavy with the scent of earth and blood. Liratha, trembling but unharmed, approached the orangutan cautiously, her dagger lowered, her crown steady despite her shaking hands. She had seen such creatures before, swinging through the trees, their calls echoing at dusk, but never one so bold, so aware. Its eyes met hers, and she sensed no threat, only a quiet understanding that transcended the divide between human and beast. She spoke softly, her voice steady despite her racing heart, thanking the creature in the tongue of her people, her words a blend of gratitude and reverence. The orangutan tilted its head as if listening, then reached out with a massive hand. Liratha froze, but it merely touched the edge of her crown, its fingers gentle against the polished bone, before turning and climbing back into the canopy with a grace that belied its wounds. She returned to her tribe, her woolen dress torn, its berry-dyed fibers stained with dirt, but her crown intact, a symbol of her survival. The Vaelori gathered around their fire, their faces lit by flickering flames, as Liratha recounted the encounter. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the group, some believing the orangutan a spirit sent by the grove, others a guardian born of the jungle's heart. Liratha, however, saw it as neither. To her, it was a creature of flesh and blood, bound to the same wild world as her people, yet capable of a choice that defied instinct. She declared the grove sacred, forbidding hunting within its boundaries, and ordered offerings of fruit and roots left at its edge to honor the orangutan's act. The tale of the queen and the orangutan spread among the Vaelori, growing into a legend that bound them closer to the jungle. Liratha continued to lead, her crown a reminder of her survival, her dress replaced with a new one, its wool dyed a deeper red to mark her gratitude. She returned to the grove often, alone, hoping to see the orangutan again. Sometimes she glimpsed red fur high in the trees or heard a soft grunt from the shadows, but the creature never approached. Yet she felt its presence, a silent protector watching from above, a bond forged in a moment of shared survival. Years passed, and Liratha's reign brought prosperity to the Vaelori. They learned to mimic the orangutan's movements, climbing higher to gather fruit, using branches as tools to dig or defend. Her encounter reshaped their understanding of the jungle, teaching them that strength and wisdom could come from unexpected allies. Her woolen dress, though simple, became a symbol of resilience, its sparse threads a testament to survival in a world that demanded both ferocity and grace. Her crown, now etched with a crude image of an orangutan, was passed to her daughter, who inherited her mother's courage and her story. In her final years, Liratha would sit by the grove, her hair graying, her woolen dress faded, its once vibrant dye softened by time. She spoke to the trees, thanking the orangutan not with words, but with the life she had lived, leading her people through a world both cruel and kind. The Vaelori thrived, their songs echoing through the valley, carrying the tale of a queen in a crown and a small piece of animal wool, saved by a creature of the wild. The jungle, vast and unyielding, continued its timeless dance, its secrets guarded by creatures like the orangutan that had chosen to protect a queen. A moment that bound the Vaelori forever to the heart of the wild.